Alright, so today we've got a QC111 electric fireplace on the operating table today. So right now this thing is not putting out any heat. So to take a look at it, it's unplugged right now. But there's a couple settings on here. So you can just have a flame without any heat whatsoever. There's a little light bulb in the back. So if you need to change the light bulb, you go through the back of the device. But all the wiring and the heater and fan is all accessible by separating the top and bottom from it. So you've got a heat switch and a turbo switch, and then there's a thermostatic control on it. You can kind of hear it when it passes the room temperature. So basically the turbo puts on a second half of the heating element. So the heating element is split in two, so you'll get like twice the heat from it. But to go to turbo, there's no change in fan speed or anything. So it's kind of awkward to work on this thing, but you take out a bunch of screws from the bottom, and that's not the ones for the legs, it's the ones, they're kind of separate from the legs. But this thing is a real nuisance to work on because they were really cheap with the wire. So when I initially took this apart, I realized somebody had been in there before, and there's a little terminal block here, and the neutral was disconnected for the heater. So I went through that and put it back together, and there was still no heat. I started diagnosing parts here again with it disconnected. And I'll try to get a better shot of the internals here, but I put this on continuity and started to check a couple things. There's a bimetallic strip that can self-reset in here if it gets too hot, and then there's also a thermistor fuse that when it fails, it's done. You have to replace it. So what it looks like is that probably at some point the fan wasn't working on this, and this heater got too hot, and it crossed 250 or 205 Celsius. It's really hot. So it crossed that temperature and blew the fuse, and it wouldn't work anymore. We bought this thing at an auction, and the people told us it worked fine, which is kind of annoying because like you can see it's been all apart a few times. It would have been nice if they just told us the truth. Then I would have just known to diagnose it right away and fix it. Like, it wouldn't have impacted the price or anything. But so here we are, and like I said, I'll try to get this set up a little bit better so we can look at it, but you can't get more than like a hand's width of space between the top and bottom halves of this thing to work on, so it's going to be kind of tricky. And we have to clip in these the new fuse. So we'll take a look at that here if we can get it viewable. Alright, we've got a bird's eye view of this thing now. So basically I was checking with the multimeter across here. So there's a bimetallic strip right there, and then the thermistor is supposed to be where that open spot is. So it's kind of funny, when I was testing it with the multimeter, I would be like not getting a good connection, and then I would push a little bit harder on the multimeter, and then all of a sudden this would start conducting electricity. So it was just like barely blown in there. So if you pushed on it, you get like a false conductive reading. I did need to disconnect this on both sides to do testing on here. So the way that this all works, if we can get a shot sideways, is you got the two red wires. That's going to be your heat and your turbo, and then this blue wire is part of the fan. The red is also part of the fan, so it's piggybacked off the first stage heat. So the fan will run when the first stage heat will run. And then there's like the wiring going up to the light bulb up top, then the cord coming in, then this little terminal block here, and there's some other stuff. Actually, there's another bimetallic device like right here, so that would be the, what is that? Oh, that's the thermostat. If you can see that or not. But as I turn the thermostat, this is moving. So that's pretty much everything that's in here. So I need to separate these crimps and get a new fuse in here. I don't want to solder this because I don't know what the melting point of my solder is, but the fuse temperature is quite high on here. So I want to do a crimp. That way it doesn't just fall out if it gets too warm. So I'm going to get set up to do that right now. Alright, so I got one split open. I'm just trying to use some pliers and side cutters and try to split open this connection to get the new thermistor in place. You can't take this fiber part out. I did try to do that, but there's something attached to the bottom, so we're kind of trapped with it in here. But anyway, you can see what I'm trying to do. I was able to get that one down here open and got the wire out, so I got to do the same to this and then crimp in the new one. Well, with a bit of fiddling, we got that thing back in there, well, the replacement one. I already had cut out the first one, but I kind of remember the orientation of it. So that's in there. I'll have a link in the description if this works. If it doesn't work, the video will never be published. But so I'm going to stand this thing back up and plug it in, and we will see if we can get heat out of it now. Well, here we go. Got it plugged in, put together. Flame intensity is there. Heat. Immediately feel heat coming out of it now. So it worked. That was the issue, was the thermal device. And that's pretty hot. That's putting out lots of heat. So I believe with the thermistor failed, the turbo light was always lit. There was just voltage sitting on the heater, so it would light automatically, even if it was off. So that might be an indication that if this is off and there's still a light on it for the turbo, that's what's going on. But the heater doesn't sound too happy. But we're fixed for the time being, I guess, until the heater bearings quit on us. So hopefully that was useful. Thank you for watching.